Okay, in this video we're going to program our calculators to give us the inverse chi-squared values that we need to calculate confidence intervals in 9.3 and hypothesis tests in 10.4 anytime we have to deal with the standard deviation as our main measurement that we're doing either the confidence interval or the test on. Okay, so everything I press is going to be available here on the right-hand side, so you can kind of refer to that as I'm going through this. So we're going to go to the Program button in our calculator, and you might have a couple other things here, but all we're going to do is go click the New Program. So press Enter. You can name this whatever you want. Since I'm doing this on the chi-squared, I'm just going to call it CHI for chi. And then we press Enter. So now we're going to actually start inputting a little bit of code. So we're going to go to the Program button, go right to I/O, and then we're going to ask it to prompt. This is just telling the calculator what are the variables that you want me to ask for. So we're going to call it alpha D for degrees of freedom and alpha A for the area under the curve. So we'll press Enter. And once again, there are the key presses. I'll leave that up for one more second. And then we're going to clear that, just every line. All right, so next one's the longest line, so we'll go through it fairly slow. We're going to go to Math, and then we're going to go all the way down to almost the bottom to Solve. Press Enter. And then we're going to tell it to look at the chi-squared CDF. So what that's going to look like is going to second distribution, and if we scroll down here, we have the distribution for the chi-squared, so chi-squared CDF. We're going to tell it the variable x, comma, endpoint of 1e99, so 1 second, and then e is under the comma, 99, comma, our variable d, so alpha d. Then we're going to close that parenthesis. We're going to subtract a, so alpha a, comma, and we're going to press the variable x, comma, then the numbers 1.5 times my variable d, so alpha d, comma, then we're going to start a bracket, so we do that by going second parenthesis, and we go 0, comma, 1e99 again, so 1 second, comma, 99, close bracket. Then we're going to close the parenthesis, and we're going to tell the calculator to store that in the variable x, so we hit this stow button in the bottom left, and the variable x. And we're almost done. That's our second line. Once again, here are all the button presses. At this point, really make sure that everything is exactly how I have it on the screen. A single comma out of place could cause this to go wrong. So for our last line, let me just clear this out. We go to Program, I/O again, and then we're going to hit this disp for display, and we're just going to tell the calculator to, once it finds this x, we're going to display x. So that's it. Now be careful here, you don't want to press anything else, you don't want to add any extra lines. So what we're going to do is just press second mode to cancel out of this program. Now it saved everything you did, so I'm going to clear the key presses. So we're just going to do a quick test. We're going to go to Program, and you should see this new chi program. So it'll do that. Press Enter one more time. And if you've already looked at the section of 9.3, really what it's going to ask you for is the degrees of freedom. That's what the D stands for. So in this case, I'm just going to throw a number here, randomly 14. And A is going to stand for that area under the curve. So once again, I'm just plugging in these numbers so that you can double check that your program and mine match up. When you press enter, it might take it a couple seconds to come up with something, but you should get the number of 26.118. So what that number represents is the chi-squared value for that degrees of freedom and that area number.